So we just walked in the door from getting back from Monday. I was going to say the date, but I was wrong with the date. Wow, I am dark today. Don't know what happened there. We literally just walked in the door, and we were just on the road for about 6 hours driving back from Key West. And we walked upstairs to find out that the AC is still broken. Was fixed when we left again for the second time, and now the third time we have no AC upstairs. So yay!
Yeah, I'm
wonderful.
getting a little over that. That's for sure.
Yes.
I'm done. I'm done with it.
But yeah, we had a lot of fun in Key West. We haven't even got to tell Dave about anything.
No, we
did.
literally just walked in the door.
Literally walked in the door.
You guys had 5 minutes, and I'm over here setting up, and I'm just like, are we going live?
We go live at 3, man.
Well, which sucks because I really miss the dogs. So I was like, oh my God, I really want to play with the babies.
It was perfect timing, though. I mean, we literally got up at 7 this morning on the nose and just threw everything together, got in the truck, and on the road. And it was a good time. We ended up we rented bikes, and that's how we got around the whole island. The whole time.
Bicycles.
The island is tiny, so it takes like all of 10 minutes to go wherever you want to go.
Yeah, it was awesome.
It was awesome.
So we got like a massive exercise through the whole weekend because we were either biking or walking. So then we decided we were going to treat ourselves, and we went to a place called Better Than Sex.
Oh yeah.
We made reservations where they do only desserts.
And they have one here in Orlando as well.
Oh my God, it was so good.
It's a restaurant that's just desserts.
Is it like one of those aphrodisiac type places?
They were trying to be very...
It was like a sexy place, yeah. But like we got champagne, and like the rim of the glass was like dipped in caramel with like toffee on top. Oh my God.
That was so good. Another place we ate was the Flaming Buoy Filet Company, and that was absolutely incredible.
I wrote like a 5 or 6 paragraph review on Yelp after we left there. It was so good.
Our first day, we went scouting around, and we were like, this is the worst smelling place on the planet. It was absolutely disgusting on the south side on that beach there. And we learned from the locals and from other articles that it's called sargassum. It's a algae, and it's like, and on top of that, they had rotting seaweed on the seashore, and it's such a problem that they just don't even bother cleaning it up anymore. It smells. It is the worst smelling thing on the planet. But luckily on the north side, it wasn't bad.
I was just gonna say, maybe if you open those blinds, you are super dark.
Yeah, just keep the camera on her for a minute.
Yeah,
so I had the blinds slightly opened, and someone closed them.
And Jeffrey.
Oh! So much light. So much light just poured in.
Well, you know what? I was looking like I'm even looking worse now. That's why I closed them. That's why I closed them.
Well, I didn't have them open that much.
Them.
Yeah.
Do your thing. No, so Jeff, the first night we kind of got a little trashed. A lot trashed.
Oh yeah.
We didn't really do much drinking while we were there, except the first night we went a little ape shit.
Yeah, it was like just we're there in Key West, so why not drink?
And so Jeff went to his first drag show.
Yeah, that was fun.
He got to see the lady men.
The lady men.
What did you think?
It was a lot of fun. It actually was. It was a pretty good time, and we met some random person at the bar, and he hung out with us for a while. It was a good time. As
Jeff does. Typically when we go out to bars, Jeff's good at like bringing home strays, like friends. You just find friends everywhere. You just showed up. I was like, will you get me a beer? You came back and you're like, this is Corbin. I'm like, oh,
it's like, hi. He's just sitting there by himself, having a beer by himself. And I was like, hey, you want to join us? We're not doing anything. And we were right behind where the wedding parties were. And they were just woo girls. There's like 20 of the woo girls happening there.
Oh, like bridesmaid parties?
Just the entire time.
2 bridal parties up front. Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of screaming. And I don't even remember it being that loud until you played it back the next day on your Snapchat. And I was like, that's obnoxious.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
So we did that. I got basically the hangover the next day was just absolutely horrible. It stuck with me until that evening. And I was like, never again.
But so we were bicycling everywhere, which I loved. You liked it too.
Yeah,
enough.
absolutely.
So did we decide Jeff's gonna go get a bike and go bicycling?
I
with
definitely
me?
do want to get a bicycle.
That makes me so happy.
That'd be fun. I don't know what's going on with this lighting in here, man. This is terrible. It's just this camera.
Something's
so
off. Something's also the monitor, like how it had that box. This is a weird, crappy monitor.
Oh, so maybe it's not
I adjusted
as
the setting
bad.
on the monitor.
I got
to get rid of that box, which I does think it darkens it a bit.
Oh, okay, that makes way more
little bit.
sense.
So
Say, just
That'll
point
works.
that light, get that light.
I mean,
up
it's
in your
it's
face.
doing everything it can. It's all right.
You are in a dark corner.
on
though. It's
on
very
this
weird.
screen, you're not that bad.
Okay, that's all that matters. We'll get the lighting eventually better. What we need to do is add another softbox or two. And
Yeah,
light us up properly. But hey, we just walked in the door and we are here and we made it.
It
So
was what, a 6-hour
cool.
drive?
yeah, about 6 hours. It's 3 hours just in the Keys alone. And that's the first time I've ever driven down Highway 1 where you have ocean on both sides of you. The whole, like, I don't know, for a long time sometimes. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, when you
was
get to the
awesome.
bottom of Florida, I didn't realize like the Keys they stretch out for a while. Like you
Oh,
have a
yeah.
bridge, like it's a bridge that goes across all of the islands. You're like island hopping forever.
Yeah.
It feels like.
But it's a lot of 2-lane highways, so we had like an accident on the way down there. This truck crashed or whatever, and it was brutal traffic for a long time on a 2-lane highway. Nothing you can do about it.
We thought about getting mopeds when we went there because everybody was on a moped.
Yeah, we were like, oh, we're doing this.
But then I saw how they were driving, and so many people were down there getting drunk. Like so many people down there get drunk that they were advertising on cars and in bathrooms
Oh,
and
yeah.
in bars. They have hangover-specific hospitals
Yeah.
popped up on the island, and they will come to you, and they basically just run an IV to rehydrate you to get you ready to go out
They
drinking.
guarantee you 45 minutes you'll be cured
Yep.
of a
But
hangover.
they were advertising that everywhere, and he's like, "Yep, you just pay them, they IV you up, send you back out to keep
And
drinking."
you know me and Dave are
Nope,
very
nope.
I know
needlephobic.
you too. I know you guys would never dream of it.
No, wouldn't never dream of it. But even at my sickest, I would have been like, no, I'm just riding this baby out.
I'd rather die.
I'd rather die.
But people that's not a big deal to them, and it's like what he said it was $150 or something for the actual for the whole process. But in 45 minutes, you're absolutely cured, and you can go out and drink again. So the rich people, that's what they do. They come down there and
That
they
is
get
so
hook
fucked
me
up,
up.
though.
so I can do it all again.
Like when I saw that, it blew my mind. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. They're advertising this in bar bathrooms. Like, getting too fucked up? That's okay. We'll just come to your house and.
Yeah, that was a little bit of an experience for sure. But we went to a place called Wing Masters. Their wings were incredible. I was very, very impressed with that. But we also, like, when you go to a vacation spot, this happened to us when we were in Bora Bora as well, is that you find restaurants and you just go, okay, yeah, we'll eat here because it's here on the beach. And we didn't do any research on that place. And we're just like, I'm so sick of eating just shitty meals. So the next day we actually went through and found 5-star restaurants there and went to those instead. And they were not even they weren't more expensive than the crappy ones. It was just incredible food. I was blown away. They have Key West pink shrimp. Those things are to die for.
Yeah, we did make sure we had some good food.
Yeah.
We did good. I got told when we went to the drag show, and then like when that show was over, we emptied out and went over to a bar across the street, and I was told that I was the most beautiful drag queen this man had ever seen, and I was like, "Yes, ma'am, I sure am."
Yeah, he was a little creepy though.
He was creepy. I was like, "Thank you. I'm actually a woman." And he was just kind of like, "Of course you are." No, he was like, "Oh, I'm sorry. Let me buy you a beer." I was like, "It's okay." I mean, whatever.
Yeah.
You can pass as a drag queen. Congratulations.
I mean,
so feminine.
well, I told Jeff, I said, I think it's because I'm the only actual female who isn't a drag queen on the island who was like wearing makeup every day. Like I had on lipstick and my eyebrows and like.
I think that it was because you were in a gay bar, one, but number two, you're tall. You're a tall woman. So they're just like, drag queen?
God damn it.
And he was wasted, so he was just drag queen. I guess that's what you are.
Oh, man. I wonder if they'd hire me as a
Logically.
queen down there. I could make some money.
There you go.
It sounds like an unfair advantage.
I don't think so.
I got to see 2 death drops in person,
That's true.
like feet away. It was as ridiculous as it is on television. It was there as well. But we had an Airbnb, and it was a nice little cozy little place. It was pretty neat. Had a little bedroom, and they had a TV up against the wall of the next unit, which is always great. So if you have another person staying in the next unit next door, they're listening to everything you hear on the TV. But that one day you were just like, is this our place too? Like, because they had a divider door.
I tried to just open it and go in. I was like, well, they didn't say we couldn't.
And there was this beautiful bar in there and all this stuff. And I was like, oh, we should have never seen the other units here. And their pool was like a bird bath. Let's be honest. It was, I don't know, maybe 3-4 feet.
It was about 2/3 of our table.
Yeah, it was. Well, there's the swimming pool.
I was like, that's got to be a hot tub, but it wasn't. It was just
was
a
a-
bathtub.
It was like a bird
pool.
bath. Like, that's the best way to explain it for
but-
humans.
I didn't care. Riding bicycles all over was my favorite part.
Yeah, we did that. the
But I
most.
definitely needed that getaway. Coming home to the AC being broken again kind of makes me want to shoot something.
I already sent them an email. So
Are you ready to hear
I'll wait
Dave's
and see.
side of the story? See
Yeah,
what
I
was
wanna see
happening
what
while
happened
we were
with you.
gone?
I
How
have
was
no
your
clue.
vacation,
How was
Dave?
your vacation, Dave?
It was very quiet. Got to spend a lot of quality time with the dogs. Too much.
Too much. Yeah.
I'm done. Nicole, take your kids back. I tried to be the fun uncle. No, Paul's a little shit. He doesn't listen. He would be perfect outside. Wouldn't do anything. I would walk away for 30 seconds and come back, and there'd be like a foothold dug with sand all over the porch.
Did you use the shot collar at all?
I buzzed and did it, but I didn't. He never reacted. It didn't make a noise. I don't know if it worked. So I'm like hitting buttons. I didn't want to like
you gotta
overshock
turn the
him.
collar on.
I did. It was flashing green.
Oh, okay.
Well, actually, I didn't turn it on. It just was flashing green. I assumed it was on.
Oh.
I don't know.
Let's say you should have like tested the vibration and everything before you put it on him.
Tested the shock part.
No,
just
not
put
the
it on.
shock. If the vibration works, the shock works.
That'd be pretty good.
Oh, Jesus.
So he was. I mean, he's a puppy. It is what it is. Other than that, I just did my thing. Worked. Gaming news this week is going to be about the 5M and what they've pulled.
Gaming news with Dave.
We don't got to get there yet. I mean, I can go into it.
I
'cause
mean,
that
go
was a big
into
part
it.
of
Why
my
not?
weekend.
You're already here.
But no, I just did my streaming, that stuff. No, I woke up yesterday so 5M announced that they are dropping support for client side mods that are a certain kind.
I remember to bring that up to you right before I left.
Yeah. So I mean I knew about it and I was like, well, great. Our map is affected by that. Visual packs are affected. And this is really anyone who, if you don't do any GTA modding or play on 5M, this stuff probably doesn't make sense to you. But so it's the
Your
client.
eyes dart around like crazy.
He was
like
looking
you're
at every. He
for an
hit every
invisible
camera.
person.
He
Jesus.
hit every
He's
camera.
He's making
he
me
could.
nervous. Your eyes are darting around like you're on something.
Yeah, he was looking at every
I was
camera.
like,
God.
I was like, I should look at the camera, but I'm talking to Jeff, so I need to look at Jeff, but I should look at the camera.
Oh
so
my God.
I don't think you have to look at the camera.
I know, but anyway, so
Holy shit.
so they deactivated certain client side mods, which broke our map and it broke a vast majority of visual packs. So,
Great. So basically, mine's probably broken too.
yeah,
Cool.
Some people were saying they got theirs working, but I think it depends on how it's built. I had to scramble to get our map working.
Yeah, I noticed that it was gone.
Yeah, it just straight up was gone. So they dropped that bomb. So that was a good chunk of yesterday. Was fielding that.
Well, that's weird because the map was gone last time I played, and I still had a working visual pack. So
Your map. I didn't know your map was gone.
Yeah, it was disappeared.
I didn't get mass reports until Sunday. But yeah,
that's really stupid. I mean, I get the reason why they're doing it, but it's very. I don't know. It's a bold move.
yeah. It's. I mean, 5M kind of has the YouTube approach. They're like, we're gonna make changes. We'll kind of tell you about them, but we do what we're gonna do, and you don't have a choice.
Yeah.
So.
Very cool. Nothing else in the gaming world.
No, I mean, I was so dialed in on 5M and OCRP development this weekend that I didn't even get a chance to see anything. I mean, nothing, no news breaking stuff.
Right.
I mean, I could do a movie review real quick.
Movie review. What did you watch?
I watched the new Hellboy.
Oh.
I haven't seen that.
I liked it. I thought it was better than the first two because it's a new actor and kind of falls into it. But yeah, it was good.
I don't think I saw the first one.
I saw the first one a long time ago. Like, fuck,
Yeah, it
that's
came
been
out a
out
long
forever.
time ago. Yeah.
Yeah,
Like what? Maybe 2009, 10?
something like that. And then there was a sequel on it. So this is the third one, but it's kind of a reboot. So I don't know.
Nah, I don't have any interest to see it, even if it is really good.
I mean, I don't think you guys would like it. I liked it, but I mean, I liked it more because of the cinematography and the visuals.
Cinematography.
Yes.
I like
Dave's
the
becoming an old Jewish
cinematography.
lady. The cinematography was so great.
Well, it's
Love
like
it.
visually, it was just stunning. I was like, this is great.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Lion King was visually stunning. People still hated it. That's so.
I got a problem though where my brain will check out because of visuals. So like if it's overwhelmingly visually pleasing, the story they could just be up there like literally spewing nonsense. I'll be like, I'm loving this.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't.
Yeah, I don't like
start
that.
checking out on the story.
Nope.
No. Not at all.
Nope, I can't handle that.
Got a dog walking around back here.
I know.
Oh, that makes me nervous.
That collar's not even tight enough to touch him.
Yeah, it wasn't getting him.
I don't want to hurt him.
Yeah, I get that.
Okay, but if it's not touching, it has to. The things have to touch his skin, or it doesn't do a shit anyway.
Yeah. That doesn't look like it was touching him at all. That's
It's
why.
hanging off of him.
He was laughing at you, trying to.
But I
discipline
also
him.
have the shock turned down to 1. So if you have it up against him and you just use the vibrate, all it's going to do is vibrate. I have the vibrate turned up as high as it goes, so
Yeah.
it'll buzz on him. I have the shock at level 1, so it's less than if you were to touch a battery to you.
Kind of reminds me of a.
Oh God, that yeah.
Yeah, it's not bad.
So does the sound on it? Am I supposed to be able to hear that? Mm-hmm. Oh, then the collar definitely wasn't on because
Okay. Oh, that's all right.
I assumed it was like high pitched dog noise.
No,
Oh,
it goes beep, and
Very
everybody.
loudly. Yes.
He looked up at me. He's like, "The fuck."
He's like, yeah.
So
that.
what was awesome for me though, I'm gonna be like, this is gonna be playing in my brain for days and days. But the whole way down there and the whole way back, all we did was listen to stand-up comedy.
Yes.
Which made the trip pretty much fly by. So
Yeah.
we've listened to 12 hours of stand-up comedy.
good lord.
We did
We did Joe Rogan,
Joe
Jim
Rogan.
Gaffigan. That was pretty much all the way down.
Yep, the way down there, and then on the way back it was
John Mulaney, which was funny. We had a guy before that, and we were like, it was dark humor and it was like funny, but it was like, all right.
Chris D'Elia was that?
No,
the
he was
other-
the second one.
Yeah,
after
we
that.
listened to him.
D'Elia, Chris D'Elia.
Who was after that?
Don't remember, even though we had hours.
God,
of it.
Louis C.K.
Louis
we
C.K.
listened
Yeah.
to.
Oh, gotta have some Louis C.K. time.
Bill Burr.
Bill Burr, and then Nick Swartzen.
Jesus, we listened to so much. Oh, I remember Daniel Tosh.
Yes,
Because
Tosh, yeah.
that's what I wanted to say. Daniel Tosh, of all people, said something that I was like, I know this is like a comedy show, but like this rang true to me.
Yeah, you told me at the gas station.
When we
before
stopped, I
was about
had to tell
pump
Jeff.
gas. I was like,
He
"What's
goes, this is very true. And it has been like just stuck in my head. He said, if any guy ever agrees to like go to something like a costume party, like a Halloween costume party or something stupid with you that he does not want to go to, but he's like, yeah, no, I'll go, babe, I'll go. Or he says something like, well, I owe her, so I gotta, He's like, any guy who says that or goes to dumb shit like that they don't want to do is definitely 100% cheating on you. He said, because the guys who don't feel like they owe you anything or don't feel bad about something, they're like, nah, I don't want to do that. And they don't feel bad about it. I was like, that's funny because that's what Jeff always does. He's like, nah, I don't want to do that.
I'm like, I'm good.
And I always get mad. I'm like, fuck you. I want you to come to stuff with me. And you're like, yeah, I just don't want to do that though.
No, I mean, I just don't.
But I've also been with people who are like, yeah, no, I totally will go do that together. And I'm like, really? Okay, that was easy. We
That
didn't have
was
to
easy.
argue.
Yeah, no argument.
And it turns out those are typically the people who are like
Cheating.
sneaking around.
That's good.
But
No,
I was like,
it
that's
was
funny.
I remember hearing that. It's pretty
Yeah,
good.
those comedians
Damn comedians.
teaching me
though.
life lessons. I feel like I learned a lot.
Yeah. We went to the aquarium there. That was very short-lived. It was very small. You walk in, and this whole side, we're like, what are these sharks? I was like, well, they look like either lemon sharks or they're nurse sharks. Walked around the whole pit all the way back to the other side, and then there's like a big sign on there that says nurse sharks. But there wasn't really much else to see.
You're in the Keys. Like, I'm surprised the aquarium wasn't just like a glass window
That's
pointing at the ocean.
Pretty much what it was.
Well, the other thing is right behind the aquarium was a giant cruise ship because that was right where they were letting people off at that port. So people were just like filing off the cruise ship and going into. But we tried to stay like away from the cruise port and more like.
Right. We stayed north as much as possible because of that sargassum stuff. It's like saying sarcasm, but it's sargassum. Sargassum. I think it's called sargassum. But we did go to a place called Glitchcraft, and it was a barcade. That was really, really, really cool.
Oh yeah, I
And
took
then-
video on Snapchat. The whole
Yeah.
bar was made out of
Comic books.
It was like cut up comic books that somebody
epoxy.
shellacked in. It was a custom made bar. It was amazing.
It was pretty sweet.
Yeah.
And they had nitro coffee on,
Yep.
which I don't even drink cold coffee, but we went to Tour de Coffee that morning / afternoon, and we went to the Cuban stand and had Cuban coffee. Well, she got something cold. I got something hot, and it was like 90 degrees outside. So by the time we got there, I was like, I cannot have another hot coffee. And so I had the nitro one, which
It was a nitro cold brew on draft.
the taste of it wasn't strong. It was just like it was on ice, and it felt like I was tasting it. It tasted like what you had it too. It was like watered coffee. Watered down coffee.
Well, mine was a little stronger because it was.
What is he doing?
Digging around the food bowl.
God.
Yeah, of course he is.
There's no food in there.
Nope.
What a dick.
Yep.
I need to take him for a walk. I said that. Dave goes, he's been a holy terror, blah, blah, blah. I was like, well, first of all, he's an 8-month-old German Shepherd. Like, he is so high energy, it's unreal. I was like, and I know your ass didn't take him for a walk or do anything regarding exercise. So he's probably like antsy as hell.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a pretty long time. But we did already book the next vacation we're doing. And you may or may not be going, so I don't know.
Well, we needed to talk to Dave about that anyway because it's
what better platform?
because I kept asking you if you were going to Archon and you just kept telling me I didn't book a hotel, and I was like, all right, well, either way, if you're not here, we'll have to figure it out. We'll have to
we'll have to find somebody to watch the
find
pets
somebody
or
to watch
something.
him
Okay.
And fly somebody down to watch the pets or something like that. Go on.
or see if someone can stay here.
Yeah. So that was cool. We'll be searching into that. The Multicom Pro XL still not working because didn't have time to mess with it. So
Nope.
don't have a noise gate on this. That's why you're hearing dog noises in the background.
Yeah, well, it
I'll
adds
try to
it adds
learn it this week.
character. It's stream character.
I'll try to learn it this week. I got a big booklet here that actually shows you nothing. They show you nothing in these booklets. So there's that.
So there's that.
They got to give you the warranty in 12 different languages.
Yeah, no, and they did. No, it's in 1, 2, 3, 4. It's in 5 languages, but there's 1 page of instructions in it, and it doesn't tell you anything besides number. And this is what this does.
Oh my gosh, I want to read to you guys the manual that came with that shock collar for Apollo. I couldn't stop reading it because I was laughing so hard. It was so poorly translated that it was like, I think this is English, but not really. It's like, if hurt dog, turn down. If not work, take off, check battery. I'm like, oh my God. This thing is definitely safe.
That is incredible.
Definitely made in the United States.
Oh, yes.
Are you caught up on YouTube?
In what capacity?
Man, like, do you know what the stuff that we watch? It's been a few days for me since I've seen YouTube. Is PewDiePie still doing Minecraft?
Yes.
I was say he
Oh,
was
still
last
going
time
on?
I checked.
He was doing Minecraft. I think even Jacksepticeye did Minecraft.
Because we were talking about that last time. We wanted to bring that up about like, is he just doing this for his children audience, or is he just doing this because it's become such a meme now, or why?
don't know.
He explains it in the latest Lawai, I think it was.
Good.
He covered it. He didn't ever want to do Minecraft because when it first started becoming popular, mean words, they're hard. Popular.
Popular.
He said that, and this isn't a direct quote. I'm paraphrasing from what I remember. He didn't want to play it because it was like really popular, and he didn't want to be like a game that only played one game, or a channel that only played one game over and over and over. Even though he was doing that with Amnesia and other games,
Yeah.
so he didn't want to do it with Minecraft. And now that it kind of, when he decided to do it, he wanted to do it because he enjoys the game and it's fun, and he hadn't played it in years, and there were loads of updates. So at this point, he's playing it just because he wants to. He doesn't care.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah.
What a hipster rebel.
That's like
Do
me
it
all of a
'cause I
sudden
want
just
to.
doing LSPDFR every single day for a month. I'd probably have to kill myself for that. There's no way. I mean, I love that mod and I love playing that game, but man, there's no way I couldn't do that every day.
Yeah, but the difference is like if you stopped playing LSPDFR for 5 years,
Yeah, that's true.
and then all of a sudden you were like, they've been updating it every 4 to 6 months for 5 years, so there's loads of new content, and then you can just dive into it and it's a whole new experience. That'd be different.
Yeah. And he's well past the point of having to try to diversify his channel. He's already done that. But there's so many times that we've seen channels that just put one type of content out over and over and over and over and over and over till the end. And then, yeah, whenever you leave, it's like, well, good luck.
Yep.
You can't do that. But they can do that
It's
easily.
I don't think he's going to be doing much Minecraft for very long because with what's in the game, he has done nearly everything.
Yeah.
So I mean, unless it's like build content and other stuff, like the actual like in-game surprises and stuff to do, he's almost through it. So I think the Minecraft spike is going to start dying down again.
That's why I think it's great that you do, like, even you'll throw vlogs and shit on your channel, even though it's like gaming and simulation. Because what if one day you wake up and you're just like, I can't play another game. I can't record another game.
Well, that'll never happen to me because I'm just a video game nerd.
Okay, well, that'll never happen to me. But you could always do vlogs or something, and it wouldn't be that big of a shock to,
Right.
I'm not saying you're going to. I'm just saying you've left yourself open for that to be an option.
Yeah, that's true.
What if your computer burns down?
Then I'll do what I did that a long, long time ago. Whenever my first PC ever went down, I just had a phone and I was like, making vlogs,
Oh,
everybody.
that's right. Those airport vlogs.
Yeah, that was
God.
the birth of the airport vlog was from not having a PC.
That's
So,
right.
Yeah, if that happened again, it would. But get to go cool the office down again so I can make that livable. Working conditions. This is a little bit much. Like, this is more than much.
Well, that's like I checked it on Saturday and it was fine up
Well,
there.
it was a normal temperature, but it was still not at the AC temperature. And when I saw that, it made me nervous because our AC has never had an issue keeping up with the temperature
No.
until recently. And usually when it starts having trouble keeping up, it's because it's going out and then it slowly starts to climb.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, no more.
Oh, speaking of AC, I sent you a text. I just remembered stuff from this weekend. I fixed the AC in my car.
Yeah.
I did the adult man thing.
You actually
Nice.
you actually pumped it yourself.
I went and bought a
Open little
kit.
thing.
Griffin was. We met for lunch. We hit up the O'Reilly Auto Parts. I got the recharge kit, and so he was helping out. But yeah, I looked up how to do it. So yeah, it was the can with the weird thing in the gauge. So I had to pump it in. It's working for the most part. I might do it again because it like comes in bursts, but it could be just because it's a 2008 Crown Vic. I don't know.
Yeah, you usually have to do
I
a
didn't-
whole can in it.
Oh, I didn't do a whole can. I was worried because on the can it's like don't overcharge.
That's true. Well, you did it right because whenever I had to do it a long time ago, it was obnoxious. I had to do that, drive it, and then it would be hot again. Then have to put more into it, and it's kind of a pain in the ass to have to do that. But
Yeah.
Yeah, they're
Well,
like, don't overcharge, don't blow your coils up.
well, and it's not that it was like getting. It wasn't hot air coming out. It was like kind of cool, and then you could tell when the compressor would kick in, it would just be like cold.
Right.
So I want to like get more in there, so that way it's more cold.
And
throughout.
and you said that you got the subwoofers working,
I did.
and I told you that you'll know when you have a subwoofer on in your car.
So that was the other weird thing. So I popped the trunk and I just had music playing, and the speakers, the woofers, were outputting music.
We apologize for all the background noise of our dog just losing his mind over there on a bone. Sorry about that.
But so the woofers were outputting music, and I like turned it up, and I was just like, yeah, there's something not right here. Like they're barely doing anything, but sound was coming out of them. So I traced the power cord because I knew there was a wire running to the battery, and popped the hood, was looking at it. I apparently severed the wire when I did a battery swap. So there was no power running to the amp at all.
Oh, well, there
So
you go.
I fixed the wire, plugged it in, and then, yeah, now they vibrate the entire car on the ground around it.
Yeah.
Which is amazing.
And did you measure how big they were?
I believe they're 10 inches.
Okay. Yeah, 10s.
Dual 10s.
2 10s.
Yep.
Come on, remember the 90s, the late 90s when your friends had 2 10s in the trunk. And then 15s were unheard. You couldn't afford 15s, but 12s, the cool kids had the 12s. The ones that got their car stereos broken into had 12-inch subwoofers in the back of the car. That was a thing for a while. I remember because I had like the you know what I'm talking about? The bass CDs. Bass.
No.
You never had that stuff?
No.
Their songs intended for subwoofers.
Like Bass Mechanic.
Bass Mechanic, yes.
Everyone had that.
Yes. Bass. And be like 3, 2, and then if you had no working subwoofers, it would just be quiet.
I will say I listen to the music really loud in the truck, and I listen to a lot of like hip hop and shit when I'm driving around, and I've noticed the speakers in the truck are starting to rattle, and ours didn't go very loud. I had the same issue in my fucking Mitsubishi.
Well, we don't have
Eclipse.
aftermarket, that's why.
No, and that was something I replaced. I spent almost $2,000 on a new stereo setup in the Eclipse, and then we traded in for the truck. But those speakers are about to blow out. I can hear it when I turn up loud music. They're not even loud, but now they're starting to crackle.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have to replace
there's
those.
hollow underneath the seats back there for like storage. You could probably get a 10-inch woofer kit in there. Even 110 would be better than what we got in there now, which is none.
Yeah, it's
6x9s.
With trucks, they make woofer kits that go. It's weird, either under the seat or right behind the seats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just go to Walmart. Remember those days? You go to Walmart and you get
my
the
God.
I
you
knew
get the subwoofer.
I knew several people that had the woofer kits from Walmart. They were like $40 woofer kits. They
Yeah.
were so bad, so bad.
And you just put it behind your seat and it just rattles in the seat.
That's what my dad had in his Thunderbird.
What was with people they would do that, but like the trunks would just rattle so bad because they would do a DIY job on it and not take it into a place to get it done professionally. And I remember in high school that's all I ever heard was just rattling trunks, just and it's as loud outside as the music is sometimes.
It's how the artist wanted it to be.
I still hear subwoofers today, but it seems like it's something that was a fad that kind of just died out after a while.
I don't give a shit whether or not the truck's bumping and rattling and cool shit. I just want to play
you want to
loud.
feel it.
No, I just want loud, crisp music without worrying about the speakers blowing out. That's literally it.
Yeah.
I don't care whether or not it's.
Honestly, it's because they're the factory speakers, which are probably paper garbage.
Yeah.
If we just replaced the speakers, it would sound 1,000 times
That's
better.
all I want.
Yeah.
Good speakers that aren't going to explode when the volume's at like.
Yeah.
It's not like it plays that loud, for God's sake.
Well, and that's why I was excited to get them working, because I used to have to. I now put it on a lower volume and the music is louder, and I can turn the bass down to where I can feel it, but it's not like that obnoxious.
Yeah.
So
Like-
now your car, everything in it works.
Yeah,
You've got the speakers, the AC. It's paid off. I told you that.
Yeah.
And then the plates are legal.
The only thing I'm missing is a sun pass, which I'm gonna get.
Dude,
That's what you got.
Yeah.
Killing it.
Got a working car in Florida. It took you how long?
God damn, a year and a half.
A year and a half.
Yeah.
Dave does adulting.
So well.
Should be my
Well, we don't have much to say after our little debacle with getting our tags
That's true.
renewed.
My license was suspended.
Yeah.
Well, when I told that to my like St. Louis friends that my license was suspended, they're like, "What did you do?" I was like, "Yeah, right." Because
Ran a
in St.
toll.
Louis, in
Yeah.
Missouri, you can't get your license suspended unless like you'll know. You will know if
I'm
your license is going to be
so puzzled
suspended.
about that, though. Christmas Eve, a red light camera somewhere in Orlando claims they saw us drive through the intersection. Had no proof, had no picture proof. All red light cameras have picture proof and all that.
Yeah.
No picture proof, nothing. It just had the only reason it could have been anybody driving the truck, but your name was first on when we registered it here in the state of Florida. Whoever's name is first on the title is the one who gets charged for those things, including toll violations too.
But Christmas Eve,
We didn't do anything
we
Christmas
didn't do
Eve.
shit.
Literally didn't leave the house. I don't know. I really don't know. But it took me. I was pulling into the place to get the tags registered or renewed, and I got pulled over as I was pulling in there. But that was my interaction with the Coe Police Department, and they did a great job. And the sergeant there, his name was Sergeant Alexander. Was his name?
Alexander Peppercorn.
But Sergeant Alexander, he was awesome, and he cut me a break on that. He was like, "Take care of this, bring it back to the police station tomorrow, and I'll throw out the ticket." I was like, "Done. We're going there tomorrow." And we went down to the courthouse, and then they lost power while we were right there to pay it.
Yeah, they were trying to stop us from getting our shit done.
Yeah.
But we did it.
Yeah. Speaking of courthouse, I have jury duty.
Oh yeah.
Dun, dun, dun.
What do you got numbers up here?
It's the time.
That's a clock.
Oh, it's
It's
a
the
clock.
current time
Oh
right now.
my. Oh,
Yes.
I do declare.
I am not looking forward to jury duty though. So that's the 12th of August at 8 a.m.
You don't want to be a man of the people.
No,
No.
I really don't.
What am I told
But
we were supposed to be in St. Louis when Jeff
Yeah.
got called to jury duty, and I told our St. Louis friends that, and they go, "Nah, just wear like a Confederate flag in there and some Crocs. They'll kick you out." And then he goes, "Never mind, you live in Florida." That's not gonna
like, sit
work.
down, son. We're getting ready to start this trial. I don't know. In my mind, a jury is just what was the name of that movie? That old movie that was the jury. It was just called The Jurors or The Jurors.
12
My cousin Vic.
12
men,
jur-
12 good men.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
And he's like, I don't believe it, blah, 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 man, I don't see it. And that's the only interaction of an actual jury that I have in my head. So
Hollywood. Yes.
Hollywood.
Oh God.
So I have no idea what to expect. And they're like, oh, they give you free lunch.
I was just gonna say, like, on the bright side, lunch is provided. You get paid like $10 a day.
It'll probably be a sandwich I will absolutely fucking hate. It'll probably have...
On the other bright side, they will have air conditioning,
That's
which
true.
you do not in your office currently. So
That is true.
Unless the building loses power.
It's supposed to just be one day, one trial.
yeah,
But
you'll get it
you
done in
never
a
know.
day.
I hope. They're
You're
like,
like,
you
"Listen,
could be here
guys."
for a week.
Now wrap this up. Definitely did it.
And see, I'm actually their prime target. They're probably like, well, this guy definitely doesn't watch television. He has no idea what's going on in the county around him. So perfect target. You're selected for jury duty.
I think that's why you finally got selected, because they probably are more hopeful to get people who are newer here
Yeah,
rather than people
yep.
who are born and raised. Oh my God, how cool would it be if you get a Florida man case though?
Oh, that'd be pretty good.
Oh my God, please let it be a Florida man.
Punches an alligator, and the plaintiff is suing them that runs the alligator farm or something.
I'd be so
I want
happy.
to be like Judge Judy, but I'm the judge.
I don't
That's-
think it's gonna go
That's
like
something
that for you.
completely different.
I can tell you with almost 100% certainty that is not what's gonna
I
happen.
just hope it's not like a terrible case of just terribleness things, and I don't want to hear that.
So
I don't want to be in a room with a killer.
they do screen you beforehand to make sure you're fit.
You will
yeah, I
have to tell
I
them.
have to fill the thing out.
Let them know about your medical phobias and stuff, because if that isn't in the trial at all, then
You would
they
have
will
to be
rule you out.
dismissed.
Yeah.
No, that's true.
You do need to make sure you tell them that, though, because
Yeah.
you will be passing out if they start going into detail about anything medical.
Yeah, that's true.
I doubt it's even a medical case or anything
No,
serious like that.
if it's
but
Florida man case, then I'm looking forward to
Yeah.
it. You know, it's going to be my Scranton Strangler.
Drunk man rides alligator through drive-through.
That's what I want to see.
Oh my God.
I'm like, you know what? Thank you for
please.
selecting me for this case. This is wonderful.
This is wonderful.
Either way, I'd be like, oh, this is great for the podcast. They're like, hey, by the way, you can never say this ever.
Usually you can talk about it once the trial's over.
Once it's over. So I don't know what it's going to be.
Hopefully just a short thing, though.
Yeah. I'm not looking forward to it. But I know that you have a higher chance in Florida to get selected for jury duty. So
I think that's also
y'all
just
better buck
because
up. Get
they-
ready.
They have more shit going on down here.
Does that mean there's a higher crime rate? Does higher turnover? Like, you're going to get picked because we go through, everyone's a
Yeah.
criminal.
Yes.
One thing about Key West, I never felt that I wasn't safe there. And they even said that they're like, crime's basically non-existent here. I mean, there is, but it's usually in the, like, you know, areas that you shouldn't go. Like, don't go down an alleyway at night and go, I wonder what this is like.
There were a shit ton of drunk people, but it seemed like it wasn't just the tourists. Like, even the island, the people who live there are like, they just get up and drink. Like,
Yeah.
okay, for instance, we went to dinner the second night we were there. Our waiter goes, hey, you guys look familiar. I've seen you, right? And we were like, no, I don't know. And he goes, I probably got drunk with you last night. And we were like, okay, maybe, because we got shit-faced.
Yeah, we don't remember.
The next morning when we're on our coffee tour, we stopped at Glitch Cafe, which was also a bar.
Yep.
Our waiter was in there at 11 a.m. while we're getting coffees. He's in there drinking beer.
Having beers.
So,
There's not much for them to do there. I mean,
yeah, there's nothing to do
you drink and that's it.
because you can't really go to the beach because it's covered in that nasty
Nasty
smelling
stuff, yeah.
shit.
Yeah, it's real bad.
Yeah, it's pretty sad. That actually really bummed me out. I thought we were going to spend the entire weekend just laying on a beach. You couldn't.
We found that one beach, that Lager,
and it was
whatever it was called.
tiny
It was
and
tiny
packed.
and packed, but we did find one beach
That wasn't covered
in nastiness.
I mean, you couldn't stay. You couldn't smell it. It was like
It's like the
it
worst. It's
Nauseates
like, yeah,
you.
it was like you dove into a septic tank.
Oh.
Yes.
That's the best way to explain it. It was a very septic tank smell. It was horrible.
Yeah, it was rough.
So that was pretty much.
But I asked the bartender, even the guy who was at the Glitch Cafe, I was like, how did you end up here? Like, how does somebody end up living here?
Yeah.
Like, what makes you live here? There's nothing there.
Yeah.
And he goes, honestly, I got stuck. I came down here for vacation or something with a buddy. He goes, or no, he got
Navy.
he was in the services. He goes, and then I got dropped here, and then I had no money to leave. So then I just started working, and then I was like, okay, I guess I'm here now.
Oh.
Yeah. So some of the stories we heard they're just stuck there, working.
Guess I
like-
I live here now.
Yeah, they didn't move down there for the island life. They were transferred through the Navy because they have a huge naval base down there. And I guess they're just like, well, can't afford to leave. He goes, I can afford to leave now, but that's basically how they all feel. But the older people were like, I moved down here from wherever, and they love it down there. It's Florida. It's no different.
It's like a very small retirement community of gay people.
Yeah, there's a lot of
There's
gay
just a
people
lot of
on that
old gay
island.
people.
Mm-hmm.
I was like,
That's
all right.
the people that we interacted with, that we saw, and then tourists, of course. But they had
Dumb bitches down there. I almost threw my
the Starbucks. Oh yeah, it
I
was
almost threw
good.
my drink at somebody. Dumb bitch. I went to Starbucks to get I drink like a green tea latte, an iced green tea latte, but I just do
matcha.
water.
It's just matcha
Just
tea.
matcha and water. No latte.
Mhm.
No milk.
No milk.
They came out and handed it. They set it on the counter. There's a girl waiting for her drink, and they go, iced green tea latte, just water. And she immediately didn't even give me a chance to say anything. She grabs it, shoves a straw in it, and starts drinking it. And I just looked at her, and I was like, she was before me. Maybe she ordered the same thing. I don't know. And they set up iced green tea latte with cream in it. And I was like, this dumb bitch just grabbed my drink. So I told her that. I said, hey, I'm pretty sure that's what you ordered, a green tea latte. And she goes, yeah. And I said, that's just water. That was mine. And she goes, well, why didn't you say something to me? I said, bitch, I don't know what you ordered. I was so mad. Oh,
But
I was so mad.
To put it in perspective,
She was just a dick.
This Starbucks did not do the naming system for whatever reason. They're just like, here you go. Here you go. They just kept laying drinks up on the counter. They had no names written on them or anything.
But I wasn't mean to her at all.
No, she wasn't mean. No,
I just said,
and she
hey,
was
I'm
like,
pretty sure
"Ugh."
that's what you ordered.
This is what she looked like. She goes, oh, she's like, were you gonna say something? It's like, God, you are the stereotype of Starbucks.
She was a Rachel. She had to have been a Rachel. Fucking Rachel or a Stephanie. I don't know, but I didn't like her.
Wait, Rachel? What's a Rachel?
I don't know. She just felt like a Rachel or a Stephanie. I didn't like her.
Oh.
She
I don't
looked
know.
like,
Maybe Rachels are fine, but she just felt
Did,
like a.
did she have the Karen haircut?
She had like normal, basic white girl.
She was exactly who you would see in a Starbucks.
No, that's what I mean. Like the entire
blonde.
I want to speak to your manager. They call him Karen.
She wasn't older though. She
No.
was my age.
No.
But she didn't have the.
No, she had long blonde hair.
Okay.
Yeah.
She was a dumb bitch.
It was great because she got so mad, and I was just like, I was tired of the screaming kids in there. Which who brings their children into Starbucks?
Everyone.
Everybody does.
Get them caffeinated.
I wasn't mad until she said that to me. Well, why didn't you say something to me?
Yeah,
I was
she's like,
oh,
why didn't you just say something?
Why?
Like,
your voice? I don't know what that's.
It's what she did.
Your lady voice sounds not good.
It wasn't a lady voice. Like she was just like that. Like oh my God, like she's like one of them.
Why didn't she notice that her drink tasted wrong?
Or
you would.
But they said the name of the drink. They said it. They said, "I green tea, just water."
Yep.
And she was standing there hovering, so she just
Takes
had
it.
a straw in her hand, scooped it up,
Boom.
and stabbed it in there, and had half the fucking thing slammed down before her drink came out. And I go, pretty sure that's yours. Pretty sure you're drinking mine.
And what was she
why
doing?
Didn't you say something?
But why was she even hanging around still? Like, if you got your drink, why wouldn't you just walk out the door and go down the street?
I don't know. I hate
She
her.
just hanging out. Like,
Not my new best friend. That's all.
there was nobody there she knew. She was just in the corner, like, hanging out.
We're the only people who could go on vacation and end up having the longest story about a fucking Starbucks experience.
Well, that's true. But I went to the Gap and I got new shorts because my other shorts were just absolutely destroyed. And for some reason, I didn't put a belt on that morning, and they were just falling down. The more it got hot outside, the more they just started going down. I went into this Gap, and the Gap was just like it was like a mall experience. You get in line, and it was ice cold, and it was great. But there was like nobody saying anything in line. So if you're talking, it's like you're talking to everybody in line. It's like, why don't you just say something to each other so we can have a conversation? And so we're doing that. We go up there, and there's a guy in front of us, and he went up there, and there was a lady there, and I was like, oh, she looks like she's going to be fun to deal with. And she's like, do you want to donate to the charity, blah, 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 blah. And he's like, no. Blah, 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 no. And then that was it. And then I was like, here we go. And I went up there, and then she's like, do you want to do this? She first does the whole spiel. Do you want the card? No, I don't want the card. Do you want this, whatever special it was after that? And I go, no, we don't want that. And she's like, do you want to donate charity? Yes. How much? $20. And she's like, instantly just really nice to us all of a sudden compared to that guy. And then at the end, she's like, I was like, hey, I need to change my shorts because they're destroyed, and that's why I'm buying new ones. Can I use the fitting rooms to do it? She's like, yeah, just go upstairs and change and whatever. And we went upstairs, and this lady, I was like, I just bought these, so I just need to change. And she goes, what size? I go, I need to change into this. And she's like, what size? I go, they're 33s. Do you need to know my pant size? And she's like, no, you go downstairs. I was like, they told me to come up here. And then it was just, no, not going to happen. So we went downstairs. Hold on. Went downstairs to the other fitting rooms. And this dude looked like he had been smoking weed the entire day. And he was just like a walking tree, like just moving very slowly. And this guy came, of course. The moment I'm like, can I please? Right when it's like, can you help me with this whatever crap on the floor? And he wandered off there Took forever.
Your
and
story takes forever.
I know, but then he came back, and then I'm like, can I change tickets to go? He goes, that was it. That was it. That's the story. That is the Gap story of Key West.
This is a glimpse into our retirement. Like,
It really is. Like,
Jeff telling long stories about nothing.
it was about nothing, but there was some stuff there.
I thought you were just going to tell the story about how that lady wouldn't let you in the fitting room, but you started from the very
I had to, yeah, because I forgot that there was.
Jesus Christ.
It was a bunch of events that led up to it. That's all. That's the moral of the story. Was that, and I've never been shopping in a Gap before. That was my first time at a Gap, so good for me. Got khaki pants.
Oh my God.
Congrats.
Shorts. Thank you.
Jesus.
No.
What a great tale.
It was a great tale.
Write that down. Tell your grandchildren.
Uh,
Oh,
I think we
hell.
caught up on pretty much everything because we had some leftover stuff from last week.
Yeah.
Yeah, we caught up.
So?
Yes. Well, that's a Monday for us. Glad we literally drove to the house from Key West and walked in and went live. They've had everything ready to go.
Woo. I'm going to go play with my puppies.
Yeah, I'm going to play with the puppy dogs, and I'm going to get on the horn about something to do with this AC. But everybody enjoy your Monday, and we'll see you next week for sure.
Yes.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
These lights all around me keep blinding my eyes from you and the truth. Don't tell me why. I know, you won't save my life. Save my life. Baby, keep on, you making the way.